Yo, people, what's going on? Back again, another episode of Footy Talk, and yeah, not the greatest start to Monday. What are you saying, Lou?
I disagree. I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
He's gone. That's it. I'm in charge now. Oh, mate.
What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just released the pod this morning. Did my video, my newspaper thing. Fucking, you've been
yeah,
busy,
how's that going?
busy.
How's that going? 1 second, my camera focus is gone a bit mad.
Yeah, I know it's gone a bit mad. It's
it's
gone all right. It's a bit slow. I'll be honest, obviously, because it doesn't help that I come and go and I disappear every so often, but I'm not disappearing anymore. So if people want a newspaper roundup every morning,
yeah,
you know where to go. As well as obviously checking out Rants stuff every morning. Get a newspaper roundup on me every morning. I'm sure there'll be a link in the bio because Rants is a lovely person. But yeah, it's going all right. And then yeah, when I'm doing we're doing a more long form thing as well soon. So I'll have to get you on for that to have a little chat about some stuff.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Do you know what I mean? Spurs still waffling, bruv. You ain't getting no apology from me. You know them ones there, bruv. Like, no one gets apologies from me, bruv. You know them ones. There'll be none of that, bro. I mean, Tielemans had a good game yesterday, bruv. You know what I mean? He had a good game yesterday, but, bruv, no one player never bossed no midfield yesterday. United just fucked it, bro.
It
you
was
know
awful.
them ones there.
It was awful.
The whole midfield yesterday was shit, bro. Not even the whole team was shit, bro. You know them ones there. Like, it wasn't one player didn't boss nothing, bro. Like, Leicester were just better drilled than Man United. It wasn't hard. It wasn't hard for them to run through us, bro. It was embarrassing.
It was bad. It was bad. That first goal was a shambles. Like, it was. I don't even know. When I heard Ole, because obviously I thought Ole Gunnar Solskjær, for what the Glazers want, is doing a great job.
Yeah,
but if you're
keep going, I'm gonna jump out and sort out my focus and jump straight back in.
That's right, no worries. But yeah, for what Ole Gunnar Solskjær is doing at Manchester United right now, Glazers love it. Don't get me wrong; they're all over that. They're thinking, oh, you know what, top four, job done, blah 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 blah. If you're a Manchester United fan and you hear Ole Gunnar Solskjær go, oh, well, trophies aren't really that important. They're just kind of there to stroke some managers' egos for clubs who haven't won anything for a while. I heard that, and I'm sat there going, you're the manager of Manchester United. You won the treble, and you're turning around and saying trophies don't matter.
Yeah, it's a joke, innit? And there'll be people still defending him as well. The same guys, yeah, defending him are the same guys that wanted Jose out after he won us 2 trophies. The same guys wanted Van Gaal out after he won us the FA Cup. And this manager's come out and basically saying, yo, trophies are for egos. We don't care about trophies here. Do you know what I'm saying? It's more about the league position, even though the league position's a false position anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the thing's a joke, bro. Man said trophies are for egos, you know?
And it's Manchester United, the club which won. Well, they're not had the most trophies for a while, but obviously Liverpool overtaken that now. But
Manchester United wouldn't be the club that they are now if it wasn't for trophies.
No.
So how can man say that trophies aren't important? Like, trophies are literally what Manchester United is about.
It doesn't make any
trophies,
sense.
Bro.
Doesn't make any sense.
You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing's nuts, bro. And then when I watched it yesterday, like my man said, man made 4 substitutions, bro. Like, is this Power League? Like, man made 4 changes at once. Bro, I've never seen anything like it. 4, bro.
I didn't even see that. I was recording the Chelsea Echo pod as it was going on. So I watched the highlights. He made 4 changes at once.
Bro, but as soon as we made 4 changes, I said to Saeed, we've lost. And he was like, what do you mean? I said, bro, we've lost. When you change half your team, at once, when you're chasing a goal. And the thing is, it was like for like changes as well. He took off a left back for a left back. We needed a goal, so we took off Pogba, put Bruno on, and then I can't remember who we took off for McTominay. I think it was Matic. So Matic for McTominay, like for like. And then
Matic for McTominay I get, because that is, even though he might not score as many goals, he's still a goal threat. But
yeah, he is in theory. You know, he is a goal threat in theory. Do you know what I'm saying? But then he was massively at fault for the goal we conceded at the back post because he let his man go. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's one of them ones where in theory he's a goal threat. In theory, but not really, innit? No, I mean he's still not an attacking midfielder. And then the last change, Cavani came on, and who went off? I can't remember who went off. Who was playing on the right? No, Mason stayed on, I think. So it was Mason, Martial. Martial went to the left. I can't remember. Someone else went off.
Let me have a look. I'll get it up on.
I can't even remember who was playing at this point. Oh, Donny van de Beek went off. Yeah, Donny van de Beek.
So I mean,
who's an attacking midfielder? Yeah, who was involved in the goal. Yeah, do you know what I mean? For Edison Cavani. So it's like, in theory, it was an attacking change, but it wasn't really when you looked at the personnel.
So he basically went 4-4-2 at the end, by the looks of things, or 4-2-4. He just went for it.
Yeah, but he didn't really go for it, bruv, because it's like, bruv, we were worse defensively and attacking wise when we made those changes. Like, I don't remember creating anything. Like, bruv, Cavani came on and had 7 touches, yeah, in half an hour. Our striker had 7 touches of the ball, bruv. Like, that's madness to me. When you see that, that's not attacking, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
I don't understand it. I just like the whole conversation, because there was all this like when it was like Lampard, Arteta, and Ole Gunnar Solskjær. People would sit there and go, "Oh, Ole Gunnar Solskjær is the better coach. Good X, Y, and Z." The fact that you've got that manager there, that conversation, by the way, is completely redundant. Not because there was 3 young managers. Ole Gunnar Solskjær was at Cardiff and Mulder. He's been managing for over a decade. The fact that people consider him a young manager and juvenile and how he handles himself.
Bro, he's been managing for as long as Pep Guardiola. That's how funny it is.
That's it. And then people are gonna. It's like I just look at him and I'm like, when he first arrived, you saw, okay, steady the ship, re-inject that Manchester United DNA, blah 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 blah. He's literally just said trophies don't matter. He's doing the opposite.
But the DNA is killing us, bro. That's just what it is. And the thing is, yeah, this new manager thing, this learning on the job thing, bruv, how are you learning on the job after 10 years? Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't be learning on the job after 10 years. All the excuses being afforded for him are scandalous, bro. They're scandalous. You can't be learning on the job after 10 years. There's no other job in the world that you get 10 years to learn. And then you're still seen as fresh in the game after 10 years. That's a myth to me, bro.
I blame social media and big media companies for doing that.
Because his fucking mates are in there. That's why.
It's like I don't know. Who would be this is the thing, right? Solskjær leaves tomorrow. Who is the man which is going to come in and instantaneously change it and put Manchester United back on the right track?
But there's loads of managers that could at this present moment. It's just who's available, because right now,
that was my question.
Because right now, I look at Carlo. Would love Carlo. After yesterday, yeah, if United wanted to do the Brexit thing, I'd take Brendan Rodgers as well, blood. Because if they wanted to keep it British, yeah, then bruv, I'll take Brendan Rodgers tomorrow. He showed me enough, yeah, from Leicester playing the 3 at the back yesterday it shows me that he's tactically fluid, yeah. He's pragmatic, but also like he plays attacking football. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them ones where if United wanted to do the whole British thing, which I don't agree with, because for me, I'm going and getting Nagelsmann. Do you know what I mean? And then also Allegri's fucking pretty much thrown his name into the hat as well.
No, Allegri. So I got some interesting news this morning from my sources in Italy. I was actually doing Gazzetta this morning. Obviously, Juventus got battered isn't the wrong word, but they lost 1-0 to a promoted team. I think it's the first time in 11 attempts that anyone's done that. Juve actually cancelled their press conference this morning, and Allegri has actually said he's willing to go back to Juventus in June. So it might be a case of it might be Pirlo to the end of the season, but I doubt it, considering they might not get Champions League football now. And it looks like Allegri is going back to Juve. So I think with all the coaches you said, Brendan Rodgers being the prime example, right now, based on how Manchester United are operating, why would he leave Leicester, which is clearly progressing? I think they've replaced Arsenal as a top 6 contender, and they're clearly progressing, and he's got a good infrastructure in place. Manchester United, you've had Solskjær going director of football, to his credit, director of football. And you got Woodward just going, nah, don't need it really, do we? And I'm like, you just look at the transfers this man's made.
Yeah, but to be fair, Ollie wasn't screaming out for a DOF, bro. Ollie don't know what the fuck he's doing, bro. You know what I mean? He wasn't screaming out, bro. We wanted a DOF. Ollie just was just coming out, sucking off the glazes, saying, I'm being backed, bro. Like, this change in hierarchy was nothing to do with the manager. It was something that United knew that they had to finally come into the 21st century. So it's something that they did to make it look like that they're progressing. But really, they haven't brought in anyone new. They've still got people within the club that were there anyway. So they're flattering to deceive. United haven't improved in any way. Do you know what I'm saying? They haven't brought in a new ideas or like a DOF from another club or something. They just brought in fucking Darren Fletcher, who was already, they were planning to give a job for time ago, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? He's got no credentials. There's pictures of him on the training pitch with the boys. Now, what is he doing on the training ground? If he's meant to be one of the backroom staff, why is he running through cones and shit? That the things that it's a circus, mate. Why is Darren Fletcher on the training ground?
I mean, the same happened with Czech, didn't it? I mean, Czech was quote unquote technical director. I think it's like,
bro, now he's a registered fucking goalkeeper for you, like any.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, I don't see that as a bad thing. I think that he offers that bit of experience on which we needed, because we obviously do have a very inexperienced squad. He offers something where you can look at it and go, look, this is how this club operates. Darren Fletcher, I can see, is doing a similar thing. By the way, what you're telling me there,
Darren Fletcher can fuck off, innit? Like, that's all I'm saying, bro. There's no way you're looking at it. And you see this comment here, yeah. The reason why I put this up, because this guy thinks that I owe him an explanation, bruv. Pochettino was managing at flipping Tottenham Hotspurs. Tottenham are not owed trophies, bro. Tottenham don't win trophies. So when Poch is saying, yeah, that my progress for Tottenham, yeah, is deeper than winning trophies, I understand that, because Tottenham were a mid-table team when he took over. Ollie took over from a Manchester United team that finished second in the league and had won 2 trophies. There's no excuse for this shit. No, do you know what I mean? So don't compare Pochettino to Solskjær. Yeah, and anyone with sense, yeah, knows the difference between context and no context. Yeah, you know that. So when Poch says, yo, trophies don't define my job at Tottenham, he's spot on. Solskjær can't say that because the last 2 managers before him won trophies.
Yeah. 100%.
Hey up, lads. How are you guys? All right?
What's going on, Chappy, man?
I'm absolutely buzzing. I've been holding it in. I'm like, no, God, don't say it. Don't say anything. Come on!
Bro, we was talking about Brendan. Like, hey, he was saying, yeah, why the fuck, yeah, would Brendan Rodgers leave Leicester to go to a club like United? He wouldn't.
Why? Why would he? Give me a reason why, apart from the fact that you're a big club. Is that it? Is that the only reason?
The thing with football now, that's almost a redundant conversation. As much as I said Leicester have replaced Arsenal in the Big 6, there's always the argument. No, but there's the argument that, oh well, you know, anybody can beat anybody now financially. You know, Bournemouth were competing with players to sign someone for 30 million, like Chelsea were after Seri a couple of years ago. He moves to Fulham. So it's like there's this whole conversation of, you know, is the Big 6 thing, is the bigger club thing still a factor? I think as a brand, Manchester United are bigger than Leicester, but
football's not a brand. Football's not a brand. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
You're right.
So it's like right now you're gonna have Brendan Rodgers sitting there going, I'm quite happy here. You know, he's actually building something consistently with Leicester. Man United, you go there right now. I look at Man United are very close to potentially going down the route that Arsenal went down, or are going down. Liverpool went down in the early 10s and late noughties. Yeah. Leeds went down. Just like literally just this team, which is, we're still a big club. Look at us. We're over here. But mate, you're in 10th. Like, what are you doing? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know, Manchester United are in danger of going down that route just because 4th place is good enough for them.
Yeah. Like almost like the big kid at school that used to bully everyone, but all the other kids grew up and got the same size of him.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly what happened. Jesus Christ. Man used to bully everyone else, and then everyone else got on the protein shakes. Fuck, bro. You know, like that. That's exactly what it looks like. You know what I mean? You used to be the big guy, bro, but you had the early growth spurt. Now everyone's caught up with you. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what Man United are doing right now.
I don't know what Leicester are on right now. They've clearly got some sort of gym membership, Leicester, because they're fucking massive.
Nah, man. You know what? Leicester deserve it, bro. Like, because it's a project that's been going on for years, isn't it?
Yes.
And obviously, I remember when you lot were coming through the leagues.
Yes.
So like really and truly, yeah, it shows what happens when you've got the right kind of ownership and the right kind of like path in it, because it's been a steady trajectory from getting up in the Prem to cementing yourself as a regular Premier League team to then going on and then surpassing everyone's expectations, winning a Premier League title. Then everyone thought, cool, flash in the pan, but Leicester have still been thereabouts, no matter who you sold.
Yeah, you're spot on with the ownership. 2 years before we won the Premier League, they came out and did a statement about wanting Champions League football in 5 years. That was 2 years before we won the Premier League. They managed to win the Premier League in 2 of the 5 years that the target was. Look where they're spot on. They're spot on where they want to be. They're still growing. And look at it this way: you sell Harry Maguire for £80 million. I've mentioned it on the channel before, and you replace him with a training facility. And last night, he wouldn't get in the team for Fana. He wouldn't. Johnny Evans and Soyuncu, those 3 centre backs last night, Maguire wouldn't get a sniff.
Not at all.
How does a team recruit so well and replace players like that?
So he would chill well with us. Justin he's been superb for you before he got injured.
Yeah,
and then Chilwell's been good for us. Don't get me wrong, but it's like he's not the player I saw playing against us a couple of years ago.
But that's the thing. That's how you see. That's what happens, though. You know, when you're not a fan of the club that you're looking at players buying, you don't watch him for 90 minutes. You only watch him on the highlights reels and the people that make these videos and make them look special. But when you actually sit at the stadium, you watch that player for 90 minutes, you know their ins and outs and you know they've got problems. Ben Chilwell's got defensive issues where he leaves his partners in the shit. And that's time and time again he does that. And
he's been all right. He's been all right. He's played and we've not conceded for 11 hours. But I could watch The Godfather 3.5 times.
Listen, I can play left back for Chelsea. Your manager's fucking ridiculous. I swear to God.
What is
I
he
can
on?
play left back for Chelsea, bro. You're still not conceding.
What is he
You know
on?
what I mean? Like, honestly, the guy's ridiculous.
Oh, mate, I'm gassed. I'm happy. What can I
Another
say?
level.
Yeah, yesterday I was cacking
ridiculous,
myself
bro.
I was cacking myself towards the back end of that game because Sheffield United were applying the pressure. David McGoldrick, whenever he plays against us, he turns into
R9 every time he plays against the top teams, and then he doesn't score against anyone else. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, but I mean, look, like we got the job done yesterday. I think Ben Chilwell will come good. Whenever I watched him, because obviously he was playing for Leicester. Like I think 4. Well, I went. Obviously, I went to every game. So for a couple of games that I saw him, 3 or 4, I spent a good half an hour, 40 minutes watching him. And I always thought he's a very, very good technical.
Yeah,
player.
he is a very good player.
But it's just getting the cogs whirring. I think right now, if you're playing the wing back system which Chelsea are playing, Marcus Alonso walks into the team, but that's because he doesn't have to fucking defend. When it comes to actually defending, you're like, I was sat there right in one of the first games against Burnley. Burnley were there.
Bloody Burnley. Sean Dyche is fucking Burnley.
Literally.
Get it right.
We're going to go down the side where Marcus Alonso was.
It's Sean Dyche's Burnley, my football lookalikes. Oh, I love lookalikes, I do. Me and my missus, we sit in the pub, we watch it at the window, we watch those football lookalikes. Go and subscribe to that guy that looks a bit like Vardy. He's a top guy. Football lookalikes.
Well, Sean Dyche is a fucking madman, bro. The Brexit Jose.
Lee's just gone on a fucking mad one.
Lee's got the Sean Dyche Brexit Mourinho.
I'm in a good mood, mate. I'm in a good mood.
I'm not surprised. You man are getting to the final, you know.
First final since 69, by the way.
That's going to be amazing.
69.
That's going to be amazing, you know.
Yeah, you know we lost to in 1969.
Man City, innit?
Yeah, Man City. So revenge is sweet, hopefully.
Hopefully we beat
I
City.
hope you don't beat City because, bruv, I'm not trying to see City do the domestic treble again, or the flipping quadruple or something that they could end up doing if they win the Champions League as well, bruv. If City win the Champions League, oh my days.
But to be fair, I think you look at how many teams in the past 30 years have been onto the quadruple and fucked it.
Oh,
City
it always happens, isn't it? It always happens. Someone dies somewhere.
We did it. Arsenal did it in their invincible season. You did it in '99. Like you did something. I think what was it, the League Cup or something? It had a diabolical game or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like there are so many teams that have been so close to doing it. It's the squad depth that City have that scare me. That team is ridiculous. Like the fact that, and it's the fact that right, even when Aguero's not scored for over a year and Gabriel Jesus just isn't delivering, you've got Gundogan that's going, yeah, all right, just put it there and I'll deal with it. So.
No, you've even got Magic Mahrez, who is not always the best player in the world, but I mean, players like him sat on the bench at times. It's frightening. Their benches. If you looked at our bench yesterday against United, we had nothing to come on, nothing to bring on whatsoever. Their bench is frightening.
Yeah, that was your undoing last year, though. That's why you didn't finish top 4 this year.
No, that's not. No, that's not the agenda. The agenda is that Brendan's a bottle job. It's not about injuries. You can't mention injuries. It's Brendan Rodgers is a bottle job. Make sure you get that.
Everyone does think
not
that
injuries.
Brendan always bottles it. They're right,
It's
but
not
they
injuries.
always overlook the injuries and other things like that happen as well, bro. Because that's what tends to happen. It's just that he doesn't have the squad depth. So, and even that, he deals with it quite well, bro, because the injuries you've had this season, you shouldn't really still be in the top 4, and you're going to finish in the top 4 this season. And you shouldn't with the injuries you've had, because your injuries have been way worse than ours. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, he deserves credit for that. But you know what? Yeah,
he steps in, Mr. Nacho. Ooh, yeah.
Oh shit, man's got the Randy Savage thing. I didn't even see that.
Nacho, man. Oh, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. I've been slating him for weeks on end, and you know what? He's turned around and he stepped up. He stepped up, and my man. He's a confidence player, isn't he?
Kelechi Iheanacho is a beautiful, beautiful human being.
He's Nigerian prince. What
a player, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
He's doing. Do you remember when he was at City?
Yeah,
he was just starting out and he was balling, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, like he's going to replace Sergio Aguero." Gets sold to Leicester, and everyone's like, "That's a really good buy." Disappears for 2 years, and then now he's like, "Cool, I'm here. Let's go." Jamie Vardy, you're 34. Don't worry, mate. I've got it covered. Go to your old person's home. I've got you. Don't worry. So mate, fair play to him. Fair play to him. Especially, I shed a tear after that Sheffield United post-match interview.
Yeah.
I was sat there going, that was really cute. I was like,
it's class, really isn't it? It's class. And he's only 24, boys. Only 24. It seems like he's been around forever.
He's been around for ages because he broke through at City very young.
Was it 2015 in Man City, wasn't
he? Yes, it was. It was the season we won the league. He broke through. I remember because my friend was a big City fan. Always used to bang on about him in French class. Like every single translation he would do, right? At GCSE French, just for a piss take, would usually involve Kelechi Iheanacho.
Wow.
It was a nightmare. But he's like, j'adore Kelechi Iheanacho. So, okay, cool. It's like, fair play to him. But it's the fact Leicester.
He's a good player. It's just that he's been a bit erratic, innit? You bit hit and miss. But Brendan's come out and said, you know what? He plays better in it with a partner. He plays better in the 2. So he does. So he's changed the formation to suit that. And that's brilliant for the manager. Like this guy saying Brendan Rodgers is criminally underrated is because he seems like he likes himself so much. Yeah, bruv. Brendan's very arrogant. You can tell. But he's got a right to be because he's a fucking good manager. And the thing is, if he wasn't British, they would like him, bro. Because, you know what I mean? Look how fucking arrogant Mourinho was when he came here. And everyone they liked it. Do you know what I mean? But in England, there's this thing here where you got to do this fake humble shit, bro. And it's dead, bro. Like, if you're good at something, you're allowed to just be like, yo, I'm good. There's nothing wrong with it, innit? In this country, they want you to be all fake humble and, like, put it down to the players all the time and all of that. No, sometimes it's just, yo, I'm better than this guy. Give me my respect, innit? And Brendan knows that he's a top coach, bro. Like, he knows it. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I think he's better with the youth side of the game than he is signing players. From what I've spoke to from like Liverpool fans and stuff when he was the manager there, same sort of thing. He's signing sometimes a bit odd, but he's definitely very good with the youth. So I don't think he has too much to do with the signings at our club. I think that's dealt with elsewhere internally.
And going back to the original point we were making before you came on, Lee, that is the prime point of why Manchester United would fucking ruin him, because he's like you said, he's great with the youth. Obviously, he started out at Chelsea as the under-18s coach. Was it when Chelsea went Reading, Swansea, Liverpool, obviously Celtic, now Leicester? Don't know why I was gradually getting behind my head like that. It's a bit weird. It's going this way. No, but he's done all of this, and now it's just a case of he's at a club now where he fits the mold, and I think that's the most important thing. You need to find someone who fits the mold of the club.
Yeah,
The problem is, he's like you said, he's progressive. You know, with the youth players, he puts them, makes them better and better and better and better. He makes the team better and better and better and better. He goes to Manchester United, they'll go, you know, you get the top 4. Don't worry about it, lads. It's all right. Don't worry. Man, the ideal manager for Manchester United from a fan's perspective and from the club's perspective are 2 different things. And that's the problem with that club. But that's why Leicester suits Brendan Rodgers so well. That's why Tuchel, I think, is doing quite well at Chelsea, because he understood. He signed an 18th-month contract because he knew he might not be able to stay for as long as he wants to.
Yeah.
But he fits the mold of what Chelsea want right now in terms of what we're looking to do. Whether or not he lasts 6 months into next season, we'll see. But it's the good managers form the good relationships with the club to progress them. Manchester United don't care about that. The Glazers just want to line their pockets.
Yeah, but that's it. That's all it comes down to. And if you look at Leicester and Brendan are a match made in heaven, bro. 2 kind of underdogs together. You know them ones. No matter how well Leicester do, people always overlook them. And it's the same with their manager. No matter how well he does, he gets overlooked. You know them ones. And it's one of them things where if I'm the manager, I'm using that, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm using that. Everyone playing for me is going to have a chip on their shoulder. Be like, look, we're beating everyone and they still think that we're shit. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's the best way to motivate your players sometimes, because these men have been written off. Even yesterday, I was like, top 4. I'm trying to see who's close to Leicester, you know, like that. Because I'm thinking out of everyone in there, you think, cool, United, City, Chelsea. And it's like, bruv, Leicester are there, bruv. Like, Leicester are fully there. Like, do you know what I mean? And everyone's thinking, you know what? Maybe Spurs can catch Leicester, or maybe... Nah, bruv. Leicester are gone clear of these guys, bro.
I would argue the top 4 is settled. I would say
the top 4 now, settled. How it is how it's going to finish. Maybe not in that order.
Yeah.
But Leicester, Chelsea, Man United, and Man City are finishing in the top 4. It just depends on what order. And they beat us yesterday without Madders as well. Do you know what I mean? There's a few men that weren't there. If Madders was there, it could have been worse, because our midfield got overran, bro.
Yeah, I said that from the start yesterday when I looked at your lineup and I thought, oh, I really fancy Ndidi and Tielemans to run the show. And they did. They completely ran the show yesterday in the middle. I think they're a very good partnership. I got asked, would you prefer Kante and Drinkwater or Ndidi and Tielemans as a partnership? And I'm like, yeah, but they won the Premier League.
So what?
That's the thing. I think you'd want a combination, wouldn't you? You want Tielemans and Kante.
You would want Ndidi and Tielemans now, because
right
you know
now.
What I mean? Because right now, prime Kante, you're taking him, but right now, Ndidi's outperforming him. And Ndidi's outperforming every holding midfielder in the league, like comfortably. He's fucking ridiculous. Do you know what I mean?
I know I got laughed at.
There's this myth that he's not good on the ball.
3 years ago, I got laughed at for saying this. I said that Ndidi will be the most wanted CDM in Europe within the next 2 years. And I got laughed at. This was on a United channel. I won't tell you who it is. I got laughed at by 2 guys, and I just stood there and took it. And I said, you know what? We'll see. We'll fucking see. 3 years later, where are we at?
So it was a year late, but you're right. You got there eventually.
Okay, fair enough.
No, he's quality, bro. And there's this myth that he's not good on the ball. Yesterday, he absolutely bossed it, mate.
He's a good player. He's a good player. Wasn't he played? He played further forward for a bit as well, didn't he?
He can do, but he's not got the best shot on him anyway.
He hasn't got the best shot on him, but everything in between the 2 boxes, bro, he's tidy. That's all you need to be. It's just tidy. When you're a ball-winning player, you just have to be tidy.
You need to know your role. You need to, you know that.
Yeah, that's it, 100%. And big up on the 10K Lee as well, bro.
Yeah,
because it weren't too long ago. Man was saying, I need 6K to be the biggest Leicester channel. Man's past 10K.
Grinding.
That's it.
Great job. Well done.
I'm saying, fucking top job, man. Do you know what I mean? Shout out everyone inside. You know what I'm saying? I mean, over like 1.2 here, and people still coming in. And so bro, Leicester deserve everything.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Everything that they're getting at the moment, bruv. And people are still overlooking Leicester as it stands right now. Do you know what I mean? Leicester are the new Arsenal in terms of top 4.
Yeah,
you know them ones there.
I'm going to try and call this on this show, and we'll go back in 3 years' time and see if I'm right again.
That mean 4?
Yeah. 4. You boys, obviously, this is a Man United channel, technically. Nani, you consider him a legend at the club?
I don't know. I wouldn't say so. I think he's one of them cult heroes, isn't it?
Okay. Well, his cousin is at our club. He's only 19 years old. Sidney Tavares. Okay, he's going to be
sick.
He's coming through slowly but surely. I promise you this. He's mustard. He's mustard.
I believe you, bro. I believe you. I believe
Brendan
you.
Rodgers is still there in 2 to 3 years. That player will probably come through then if that's the case. If it's somebody else who doesn't quite fit the mold, much like Claude Puel, just wasn't the right guy.
Yeah.
It might not work out.
Yeah,
it might not work
miss
out.
the intensity. We lose a little bit of quality, a little bit of intensity. Jamie Vardy, fucking knob, go away. Can't stand him. Sideways football. Oh, it was dead football. Absolutely dead. There was nothing on the club here. I'm so glad he's gone.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And look, this comment here. Look at that, bruv. No, I'm saying it's a joke. 350k for Morris.
Yeah.
300. Fuck yeah, but I mean, did you get Billy Gilmore for like 50k?
Man United have spent about £1 billion since Alex Ferguson left. I think we've probably reeled in about £1 billion and
yeah, no, bruv, that's what I'm saying. Bruv, on the level, we spent 40-something million on Ahmed, and you lot got Mahrez for 350k. That's the difference between Manchester United and other clubs, bro. Like, people say, the United tax and all that. There's no United tax. We're just poorly run, bro. That's all it is.
It's a combination. I think there is. Just
bruv, it's not a combination, bro. Because listen, like if you go to a club in the second division in France, they can't say to you 50 million. They can't say that.
Well, no, but you're not shopping in the 50. I mean, I think if it's all, what's the word? It's all. I've forgotten the word. Ignore me. Carry on.
No. I know what you're trying to say. I know what you're trying to say. But my point is,
it's subjective. I think
Mahrez cost 350k. If Manchester United came in, they wouldn't have had to pay 10 million for him. They wouldn't have.
No, but I'm not saying you would have to pay 10 million. But if Leicester going when they're in the Championship, was it when you're in the Championship you signed them? Was it League One?
Yeah, Championship.
So in the Championship, when they're going, we'll sign you for 350k. That club's not going to. Le Havre aren't going to sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, cool, Championship."
But
Manchester United
Championship sides have more than. Bruv, they spend more than £1 million on players.
Yeah, no, I know. But this is
what I'm saying. You want to know something funny? You want to know something funny about Mahrez signing for the club? You want to know something funny? He didn't even know Leicester City was a football club. He thought it was a rugby team.
This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Manchester United come calling. They're going to be quoting you like, 1.2.
Exactly.
Because you're Manchester United.
Yeah, but bruv,
your badge,
your 1.2 million is fucking
cash notes on it. Your badge should be green.
But bro, 1.2 million still is nothing, bro. It's not 40.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's not 40. My point is this Man United tax thing. They're going on like, man, add an extra fucking 50 million on it, bruv. They don't, innit? Like, if you find a player that's worth 20 million, we might have to pay 25, but it's only 5 million, bro. That 5 million's nothing to us, bro. If we went in for Mahrez, he wouldn't have cost man 40 M's. That's what I'm saying. The fact is, we're going in for dumb ballers, bro.
That's not what I'm saying. I was saying just in general, but I think we're saying.
I hear what you're saying, but no, there's no man. This tax thing doesn't exist, bro. If you're a Premier League team, people know you have money. Period. Yeah. It's not because we're Man United. Did you see what I'm saying? It's not because we're Man United. Liverpool sold Ryan Brewster, for like 20 million. And it's a Liverpool Football Club. If we tried to sell a player as shit as him, we wouldn't get 20 million. You know why? Because we got shit people at our club trying to sell players. Bruv, Chelsea sold Morata for 50 million.
I mean, I think when it comes to business and getting rid of shite,
we make a loss on all of our players, bro.
Chelsea and Leicester are like up here. I think that's fair to say.
But you know what it is? It's because we overpay on wages, so it's harder to get rid of players. That's not Man United tax. It's being run like a twat. That's what it is.
Piano signing.
Yeah, bruv, all of them. It's hard to get rid of players on big wages. So then you have to take a less transfer fee to get rid of players on big wages. So it's not no Man United tax. It's because you're run like a fucking circus, bro.
What's going to be funny? It's when Pogba and David De Gea both go on freeze. That's going to be hilarious.
Bruv, it's mad. It's mad, you know. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is, bro. Like, Man United have made losses on nearly all of the players that they've sold, bro. Everyone. We made a loss on Di Maria the next year, I think Lukaku we made a loss because we signed him for up to 90 million, and we let Everton have Wayne Rooney as well. You know what I'm saying? And then we sold him for like 75. So we lost 15 million on Lukaku. Daily Brind, Memphis, all these guys went for undisclosed fees. So that means they went for like £5, bruv.
What about Falcao, who was like meant to be the massive thing? What happened to him?
Bruv, Falcao, to be fair, we got injury ravaged Falcao. Falcao's still one of the best strikers of his era, bro. When he was on form, he was a joke. Do you know what I mean? But us and Chelsea got the Space Jam, the one that had bare injuries on that.
Space Jam.
You know what I mean? That's all it was. But you know what I'm saying, when I look at how my club is run, the reason why United don't get good deals is because they're run like idiots. David De Gea is on 350k now, or 375.
Non-Stars FC.
If we're gonna sell De Gea right now, the club we're selling him to is gonna say, well, we're not paying you 30 million pounds for someone that's on 375 whatever a week. So we'll give you 15 to take him off your wage bill because this is how much money you're gonna save, and this is how you lose money on players.
Oh, mate.
This is how you lose money on players. Let me get my calculator up now so we can have a laugh, yeah? £375,000.
Is there enough digits on that screen?
Yeah, 375 grand, yeah? 52 weeks in a year. So he's on nearly 20 million pounds a year. So for every year that David De Gea has got left in his contract, if he's got 3 years left, yeah, we'll times that by 3, yeah? That's 58 million pounds. Okay, so we're deducting 58 million pounds from his transfer fee if you want us to have him. Is De Gea worth 60? If he is, man have to sell De Gea for 1 million. Mate. If a man's going to take his wages.
If he's worth...
This is how you snooker yourself financially in football, guys.
The thing is, the Glazers will look at it and go, do we finish top 4? Yeah, don't fucking matter. We'll cover it. It's all right. Don't worry.
How are you going to sell a guy that's on 20 million a year?
Oh, mate. How we'll do it? Obviously, we're going to win the Europa League. Like, don't be stupid. Like, obviously.
If you're not to keep running like this, you're going to need about 8 sponsors on your shirt, not 1.
Bruv, it's going to look like an F1 top, bruv, by the time we're fucking done,
Manchester United Drive to Survive, Series 4. Oh my god!
Bruv, he's on 20 million pounds a year.
Holy shit!
20 million pounds to have like a 65% shot stopping rate.
Hang on. So this is what David De Gea gets.
If we figure this out, boys, and I
walk 20 million, yeah,
hours a day. My knees are killing me.
Oh mate, Jesus! Hang on. So it's 58 million. So 1, 2. Hang on, let's get it there. Okay. So that he's on 58 million. Divide that by 365. He's on 158,904 158,904 quid and 11 pence a day. Divide that by 24.
Do you think he counts as 11 pennies?
He's on 6,621 pounds an hour.
And guess what? They only train for like 2 hours a day.
Yeah. Divide that again. He's on 110 quid, 35 pence a minute.
Man couldn't take my laces out on those deliveries.
Mate, he drops a £2 coin. He may as well not fucking pick it up. That's how much he's on every second. Hang on.
That's like £2 a second.
Oh, mate, shit.
I'm on £2 a second.
What? Yeah, because turn around. Yeah, but mate, do you want £1.84 a second?
Do you think when he collects the ball when it goes wide, he puts it on the spot and he does that run up to kick it? Do you think he counts his money as he walks?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So yeah, I earn £10 to kick a ball. That's it. Shit. Fuck you.
Oh my god! When
the
crowd go, oh bullshit!
Oh, 10 quid. You know, like that. Because that's what it is, bro. You know, like that. Fuck you,
mate.
Man just made a tenner, bro. Like taking a goal kick.
That's fucking. I'm never gonna look at David De Gea the same way again.
Bro, it's crazy. Man made £10, yeah, picking up the Lucozade bottle, squirt, dash, mate, £10.
Guy was there holding his newborn kid, like, and his wife's going, "Isn't that special?" He's going, 2. Hey, he's just chilling.
bro. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like, honestly, when you look at stuff like that, it shows you how much of a shambles this football club is. Nobody should be on 20 million pounds a year, bro. Like, that's madness, bro. 19.5K a year this spreads on, and that's not including bonuses, I'm sure. You know what I mean? So when you're seeing that, how do you sell a player on that much money? You can't.
I know, and they stand.
You
still
physically
the most
cannot.
On the pitch, they stand still the most. He's getting paid to stand still. He's getting
mad,
paid to watch a
Just
game.
scratch
He's
his
getting
nuts
paid
on
to
that.
£20 million to watch a football game and dive about a few
If
times.
we're doing that, it's 183 a minute he's on, right? 183.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Brother, he's banging his studs against the post, you know?
quid. He's loving life. That's it.
Bro, listen, he's banging his studs on the post and he's just like 2 quid, 4 quid, 6 quid. Bruv, it's mad.
Mate.
That's some big peas, bro. You know, like that. Bruv, this is what's going on. How do you get rid of players on that money? How do you get rid of a Dan James, yeah?
He definitely
cost you like 15 million pounds, yeah? He's probably on, and he's on 50 bags a week.
You definitely don't look at the pound saver menu at McDonald's, does he?
Bruv, not at all. 50 bags a week, yeah?
I think I'll go grab myself the finest sheep I can find.
The guy's on 2.6 million pounds a year.
Wait, 2.6 million? We know what that means.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And if he's on a 5-year contract, you know them ones there, then bruv, that's 13 million. So knock the 13 million off, yeah, his transfer fee, bro. You have to sell him for like £10.
Oh, he's on
£10, bruv. Because he's not worth 13 million, bro. He's not actually worth 13 million, bro.
Oh dear.
It's crazy, bro.
Oh, I'm actually crying.
Bro, like, honestly. Because, bruv, this is how football works, guys. Everyone thinks, yeah, that like, a player's worth this amount of money, so that's how much they go for. No, you have to buy their contract out. You have to. If a man's got 4 years left on his contract, that's the reason why you're worth less, yeah. The shorter your contract is, and you're worth more the longer your contract is, because they have to buy out your contract, bro.
Someone said in the chat that Phil Jones gets £4 million for pulling funny faces. What's going on?
He's on 110 quid a week. He's on 110 quid, 110,000 quid a week.
Man's a war.
I'm not gonna lie. Is he still play for you?
Yeah.
Well, no, he doesn't. Technically, he doesn't.
We say play.
Technically, he doesn't. Yeah, but he doesn't even have a squad number.
Oh my days!
He don't even have a squad number.
He keeps the brand alive.
Never come out at Manchester United. That's what he was saying.
He's on big P's, bro.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm trying to say, bro. So when you look at this, yeah, this is why Man United can't sell players, because we have to take a hit on the transfer fee because they're on too much money.
Oh mate.
And that is why Chelsea can get rid of a Morata, because they've got a wage structure. That's why Leicester
it's not even the wage structure. It's the fact we took a hit on him, right, because he was shite. But we paid like some of his wages when we loaned him out. But then by the time we got the loan fees and his wages back, we just went, yeah, cool. What is it? We like 30 million? Yeah, just add an extra 10. We'll call it quits, lads. And instead of going, oh, brilliant. It's like, we make our money back on shite. We'll make our money back on Bakayoko. Probably the worst performance I've ever seen in Premier League history with my own 2 eyes in centre midfield. Mate,
100.
He makes Ali Dia look good. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And we'll be making money back on him. I'm gassed. We've got that.
You know, this episode sounds a bit like a podcast I was listening to about WCW paying big money for big names and they're not doing anything. That's exactly what it sounds like. Welcome to the wrestling podcast with Rants, Chappers.
But they've been doing that though, WCW, to try and compete, but you can't compete. So what you should do is make the fights more entertaining, because you can't compete with names. Do you know what I'm saying? But they picked the wrong model. And that's just what it is. Instead of United, playing attractive football, I'm buying technically gifted players. They're just buying mediocre guys, and trying to lure them in with big contracts. It's not sustainable. It doesn't make sense, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense, bro. Like, you put the great players on the big contracts, and also you make them earn their contracts. Because the thing is with football contracts, you can go up in money, but you can't go down. So you're better off bringing a player in on 50,000. And then putting them up to 75, then up to 100, then up to 125. Then bringing someone in on 100, Because then if they're playing like a 50 fucking £1,000 player, you can't say, oh, you know what, we're just gonna half your wages, mate.
It's just it's mad when you think about that. It's not the manager's fault. So when you see all these people going Ollie out, Ollie out, Ollie out, but it's going to carry on. It's the same. It's the same.
Yeah, but
thing.
it's not Ollie's fault. But he's just sitting there chilling.
Ollie
right now is moving like the Nazi officer at the Nuremberg trials, going, "I was just following orders." Obviously, it's a very extreme example.
Yeah.
But he's literally just sat there going, "Oh, it's okay. I'll just do this for you."
Bro, it's
like,
true, bro.
Very extreme example. Don't get me wrong. He's not a Nazi.
Bro, if I look at like Tottenham, for example, Harry Kane signed like 3 contracts in 1 season because Levy understood that he needed to increase his money, but he didn't do it immediately. He didn't say, all right, Harry Kane's banging goals, I'm going to slap him on 250. He didn't. He was on 75, then he got 100, then he got 150, then he got 175. Then he got the 200 and whatever that he's on, bro. That's how you do it, bro. You let these players earn their money. How can you bring in a Dan James from the Championship and slap him straight on 50 mil or 50,000? Straight on 50,000. And he was probably on about $2,000 a week, yeah?
Because if you're wearing the badge,
straight on 50.
Because if you're wearing that badge, you clearly earn the right to be playing for Old Trafford, so you're gonna get that Old Trafford money.
Nah, bro, you still need to earn it, bro.
That's called the United tax, people.
Bruv, he's still not even as good as our youth team. He's still not as good as our youth team, bro. He shouldn't be on more money than Mason Greenwood.
But that's just your.
But he is.
That's the way.
But bro, how can man respect the badge, yeah? When you're putting them on that obscene amount of money and they haven't earned it? Because then all of a sudden it's just, yo, I'm rich, bro.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
But
do you know what I'm saying?
Young footballers. We got Callum Hudson-Odoi like 100.
You know how they respect the badge, Louis? Make them play for it, bro. You know how you play for the badge? Because you ain't on obscene amounts of money and you actually have to earn your fucking money.
Yeah.
Then you'll play for pride. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You'll play for pride. When
best example of that in
players
football.
on $100,000 a week, the top players, and you're on 10.
Yeah.
Play for the fucking badge, bro.
Do you know who's a prime example of someone who's doing exactly that right now in the Premier League? His name is Mason Mount, and he is one of the most undervalued players I've seen at Chelsea in a very long time.
And guess what? He's not going to cry about what he's on because he's playing for the fucking badge. He's actually playing for the badge.
He was our captain yesterday. Yes, it was the FA Cup. Yes, you had no Thiago Silva.
How much is Mason on? He must be on about 50 or something.
I think he's on 35, 50. I think he's in that bracket.
He's probably on less than Declan, yeah? No. And obviously Declan's got more responsibility, but Mason's come through as a kid, yeah? And really, Mason should be on about 150. Because
Mason Mount is he is the heir apparent to James Milner. When people have the conversation of who's better, Jack Grealish, James Maddison, Phil Foden, Mason Mount, I go Mason Mount's in a different category, not because he's like the better player, but because he can do so much more.
He's the most versatile player out of all the English players, bro. That's a great comparison, you know. I never thought about it.
See, this is it, right? Yeah. People don't rate James Milner because he wasn't signed from the Italian league. He wasn't signed from Juventus and called Giacomo Millerino. Oh, he's such a good player. Look at him. Giacomo, che bello questo per Juventus. No, that's the thing, right? He's not sitting there going, he's like, I'm James Milner and I'm from Leeds. Oh, fuck off then, you cunt. That's literally what's going on. I know. It's like, mate, he's such a good player.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Bro, you're not wrong, you know.
That's the one thing,
man, like
right?
Giacomo, blood.
Mate, my dad was that's the quote I use continuously from James Milner. My dad said that to me when I was 14 and he was leaving City and we were both like, let's sign James Milner. I was like, because he ain't called Giacomo Millerino, no one's going to want to sign him. Big up Don Mario. That's the guy.
Does anyone follow the boring James Milner account? It's brilliant.
Oh, I know the bloke who runs it.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
It's so good. It's such. That's do you know what that account is? Underrated, like James Milner.
Yes,
it's that simple.
Yeah. I said that. I said it on fucking AA Sports that he's probably the most underrated English player of his generation, and bare people raising their eyebrows. I was like, bro, James Milner could play for any team in the world, bro. Even if he's not starting, every manager needs a player like James Milner in their squad.
You need a player.
You need it, bro. You need someone like Mason Mount at the moment, bro. Like Mason can play. He can play across the front three for Chelsea, and he can play in the midfield. And I'm sure he could do a fucking job at right wing back if you needed him to, bro.
Yeah, no, 100%. He's so important. He literally went. I watched it yesterday. He went left wing to right wing to striker to number 8.
I've not seen it yet. I've not seen.
Find me somebody else in the Premier League right now who can do that and be consistent in every single one of those positions, apart from James Milner, mate. Mason Mount is the thing about it. This is we will keep hold of Mason Mount until his contract runs out or forever. It's purely because people won't rate him as much as other players. But it's when people are looking at it going, James Maddison, I think is
coming back. One sec.
He's as a player, I think he's the best at passing the ball. I think Foden's the best at carrying the ball and creating those chances. I think Grealish is very, very good at driving into those spaces. They're all good. Those three, I think you could probably look at as the conversation of who's the best because they all play number 10. Mason Mount.
Madison's injury prone. Out of all of those names, he's the one that's injury prone the most. So that's going to affect his career going forward, I think.
That's the thing. I think he'll be all right. I like the shithousery on Madders as well. That's the thing.
Oh, mate, yeah, I think he gets a lot from Jamie Vardy. To be fair, who doesn't?
Yeah, well, he was doing it at Norwich. I remember when we played them in the cup and we had the replay. He was giving it some Chelsea fans because he was standing front post when Norwich had a corner, and some bloke jumped out of the stand and started trying to square up to him, and he just started laughing and pointing at him. I was like, mate, I saw that. It was like, it's like, yeah,
don't need no words. Just a point. No words.
It was literally, he just went. It's literally all he did. It was superb.
That's what you love about the game is the shithousery. You love it. You love it. Unless it's going against you, you absolutely love it. And that's the beauty of football.
Mate, I can appreciate it if it's done properly when it's going against us as well. Ziyech, when he took that free kick for Ajax last year, he just turned to the stand and went, that's when everyone was going batshit crazy. I'm just sat there going, fair play, mate. It's just I can't say anything then.
Oh, bruv, speaking of free kicks, bruv, did you see that fucking free kick in League One the other day? Is that what
No?
Did you see it?
Which one? No?
Bruv, some geezer fucking you man, let me know the name of the guy. He knuckleballed this thing from like 40 yards, bruv, into the top corner, yeah? Like I've been sent this free kick a million times, bro.
Have you got it? Have you got it?
Yeah, bruv. It's an absolute joke of a free kick, yeah. 1 second.
Who's taking it? Who's it from?
I'm gonna tell you, man. Now, Loriente or some shit like that. I don't know. Armand Loriente, bruv.
Tag me a bit on Twitter.
It's on, bruv. I'm gonna. 1 second. Let me send you this, yeah, on fucking.
I've got to go on TalkSport in 5 minutes.
Yeah, come. I'm gonna send you this right now. Yeah, it's some joke. It's a joke of a thing. 1 second, I'm gonna send it to you right now. You need to watch this live, yeah, because. Okay. You know I need to watch this while you're on here. I'll send it to you on Insta, yeah?
Yeah.
Bro, it's a joke, bro. Like, this free kick, bro. What team does he play for?
Loriente.
What the...
Fuck me and call me Doris. Jesus Christ.
Bro.
What? Was that real?
Fucking hell.
That was real, blood. This brother here, bro. Listen.
That was like sorcery. What is that?
That was straight out of like, bro. That was some scripted.
No, what? It looks like he side foots it. What the fuck,
bruv? Listen, bro. Listen, he knuckleballed the thing done. Yeah, it looked like that's some green screen thing or something. It didn't make sense.
That don't look real. It
doesn't look real, blood.
Do you remember the Roberto Carlos one for Brazil?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It went outside the post. It went outside the post, but this one dipped. It was like Janino's thing, bro. Like,
mate, that's the way the keeper's just like, oh, that's going over. Oh, bollocks.
Bro,
just like straight away. Just like
the thing looked literally like a Janino free kick, bro, from back in the day.
Do you reckon there was like a really powerful leaf blower at the top of the stand? You just pressed the button and it pushed it down.
No, I think God just decided to turn on gravity for a second.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. Like that free kick is a madness.
That's up there for the push cast, but it'll probably be like Mo Salah winning it for tripping over somebody and chipping the keeper from like 2 yards.
I'm gonna have to jump out, boys, because I've got TalkSport on the
do your thing, bro, man. Safe for passing through, my guy.
I'll just pick that name for you as well,
man. Nice one.
Good, look forward to hearing it.
What was that?
I'll just pick the name drop up for you. Hello, TalkSport. Yes.
I love it.
Take care of yourself, man.
See you later, boys. See you later, boys.
Oh dear.
You man, make sure you subscribe to Lee Chappie as well if you haven't already.
Definitely,
you know what I'm saying? Absolute banter. The link to his channel and Louis' channel is in the title of the video. So make sure you subscribe to them, man. Do you know what I mean? That was fucking pure banter. But
mate, I love that.
Nah, bro, like, yeah, of course, bro. Pure vibes, man. Do you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, mate, it's pure. Just
what are you saying about
plans,
your manager now? Because I know you was butthurt when Lampard left here, but look what your fucking manager's done now. He's turned you, man, into a serious team, bro. Man had to eat the humble crumble for breakfast, blood. I'm telling you.
No. Look. I said when Lampard got sacked, I was like, it's shit, but at the same time, and they're like, do you know what? Like you sat there and when Chelsea go, we got a project, and then they sacked the manager. At that point, I was like, whoever comes in now, just back the manager, hope they do well, and hope they last more than 5 minutes. That's kind of literally what was going through my mind when I was looking at it. Tuchel's come in, and at his first presser, I really liked his personality. I was like, okay, seems like a good bloke. We'll see what's going on. I've grown to like him more and more and more and more. I think at first I thought the football was really boring. It was job done type football. It was getting it moving, getting everything sort of just making sure we're securing points. But I think the difference I found that boring is because you didn't know what was going to happen under Lampard and you had heart palpitations every single time. But if you won the game, it was a brilliant vibe. But I think now it's sort of Tuchel's brought in, that German efficiency. And then now it's kind of, as much as like Lampard, he was thrown in at the deep end. He was scapegoated by Chelsea because no one else was going to take the job. It was his first bad stint, but tactically there were problems and he wasn't implementing it.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. They used Frank Lampard, in transition because they knew no one else would take the job without a transfer window and that. And they used his passion for the club, to lure him in. But he probably wasn't a long-term appointment anyway, bro. It was always literally he'll be the interim manager for now. He won't demand a lot of salary because he's come from Derby. Hopefully he does well, but if he doesn't,
I'd rather they said that. I'd rather he be honest.
But he couldn't say that, though. He couldn't really say that.
No, of course they're not going to fucking say it. But I'm there I think as a Chelsea, we were all sold this dream of, the romance of one of your best ever players who won the Champions League to come back and lead the team to glory and do really well.
Yeah, but that's passion. That's not reality.
This is it. That's where it fell down. You get the reality. The hindsight's a beautiful thing. You get that reality check. You look back at it and you're like, do you know what? Like, I understand why it didn't work out. I think Lampard will come back one day. I think he'll be a good manager somewhere else. There's talk of him going to Palace. Don't know if that's the right move for him, but he'll go somewhere, he'll ply his trade and he'll do well, or he'll go back to doing punditry, which he's also very good at. So, whatever happens. Best of luck to Frank Lampard. But right now, Chelsea got Thomas Tuchel. We're doing really well. We're in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, potentially going to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Got to get past Porto first, but that'll be interesting because obviously they beat Juventus. Great game of football as well. But look, I think the way we're playing at the minute, not conceding at home for 11 hours. The last goal we've conceded 2 goals. One of them was scored by one of our own players. So technically, we've only conceded 1 goal. So,
you have.
Just saying. So it's like we are sturdy at the back. He's got a system that works for the players that we have. That's the beauty of it. He's not tried to do something which that can't work. He's looked at the tools he has, much like Conte did, and goes, "This is how we'll do it." Conte, right? He used Marcos Alonso and Victor Moses as his wing backs. Let's be fair, they aren't the most gifted players, but they're very good at what they did.
Very effective.
Exactly. Tuchel's done the same thing. He's been really effective with the players that he's using. He's translated Callum Hudson-Odoi into a wing back, but not just a wing back, which is get back and defend. He's getting forward. He's stretching the pitch, and he's doing really well there. So look, Chelsea, we're doing well at the minute. I'm happy with it, but I'm taking it game after game after game at the minute. Top 4 should be secure with the way we're playing, but based on how the Premier League's gone this season, we could end up losing.
No, I think you'll be fine, bro, because to lose games, you need to concede goals. And you lot don't seem to be doing that right now. So, because of that, I think that top 4 is calm for you, man. And also, someone asked me yesterday, would you have taken Tuchel before? And honestly, from what I saw at PSG, I wasn't excited about him. Do you know what I mean? But when I look at him and I realize, how he adapted his coaching style and his philosophy, to deal with the players and the egos and obviously whatever that he had, it's credit to him. Do you know what I mean? Because he still got to a Champions League final. We still done all these things, and he had to adapt. And he's adapted again at Chelsea by looking at the tools he's got available, making it work. I have no doubt that next season he'll probably play 4 at the back. But right now, he's like, listen, with what I've got, we need to stop leaking goals. and then we need to build from here, innit? So when I look at what he's doing right now, bro, I think it's commendable. And like my man said, like 1 cup final for Lampard in 1 season and none for Oli in 3 seasons.
Yeah. Well, Lampard did a really good job. Lampard did a good job.
He done a good enough job, yeah, but not good enough for Chelsea, innit?
No, not right now. But I think, to be fair, if anyone had the transfer window that we had, based on this summer, I said it to you. I mean, I was kind of there going, you know what I'm like anyway. I'm forever the pessimist. I kind of take everything with a pinch of salt. I kind of expected what happened to happen. I was kind of a bit like, okay, well, we've signed 7 players. 4 of those players are basically a brand new front line. Sorry. So how are you going to expect that just to click like that? I think I would have expected more long term. I'd have expected a level of consistency with where we got to last year and this year. Yeah. If Lampard was still the manager, I'd be sat there going, okay, are we in the top 4? Okay, we've got in the top 4. Have we got more points? Yeah. Are we doing better in the Champions League? Yeah. That's when I'd be looking there going, okay, well, we can see. But that's all if, buts, and maybes. Right now, what we've got is we're doing the job, and Thomas Tuchel, he have a year left on his contract in the summer. We'll have to see what goes from there. He'll probably sign a new one unless the German FA really pick him up and go for him as their target for the Germany manager. Yeah. But we'll have to see. But the football where it was really pragmatic at the beginning, and it was boring to watch, but it was getting the job done. Like I wasn't excited. The Liverpool game happened, and it all just fell into place straight away.
You know what it was? The Liverpool game was perfect because you played against a team that weren't sitting back against you, and he used Werner's pace to exploit them on a break, and he set up perfectly. And he's shown that he can set up for different individuals because even though, it's a pragmatic style of football, you would say, but his press is completely different to Conte's when Conte was playing it. Conte wasn't pressing like that. Do you know what I mean? So I think that he's turned that formation into a good attacking formation, but also a stable defensive formation, isn't it? Because it's not like Chelsea aren't creating chances; they are.
That's the thing, we're creating but not finishing. That's the problem.
Exactly, but that's the best problem to have because then all you do is you just get better players.
Yeah. Well, Alfie and Haaland did follow Chelsea on Instagram, so clearly we're getting Haaland in the summer.
Boy, man, I don't even want to see that, bro.
Can you imagine?
No, mate, you've got the money for him. You've got the money for him, and he'd want to go there.
Well, he's. I was having this conversation yesterday on the podcast. We were talking about it. He is a rarity in modern football because he is a straight number 9. There are not many young, up and coming, world class, potentially world class, or already world class number 9s. You're looking at late 20s, early 30s now.
There's not many young world class forwards like with him. You give him a 5-year deal and be like, yo, in 5 years he's gonna win me trophies, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it. And I look at it now. It's you look at what Lewandowski is probably the best out and out number 9. Giroud's underappreciated. Karim Benzema, I think, is up there as well.
Yeah.
Obviously ahead of Giroud. I'm not just saying Giroud because he's a Chelsea player. I think Giroud is massively undervalued. But then you've also got a couple of other players around out number 9. Oh yeah, like they're quality. But you don't have anybody now because it's such a rare commodity. Because usually, if you name the best players in the world, Ronaldo, Messi, Mbappe, straight away 3 players. They're all wingers. They're all forwards, but they're all wingers. You don't hear someone go, a striker is the guy anymore. You don't hear it.
Yeah, he's a freak, innit? He's a freak.
Mate.
He's the only striker that's in the conversation for one of the best players in the world. 100%. Absolutely. He's the only striker that's in the conversation right now. Him and Louis, innit? But Lewandowski is in the twilight of his career now. He's going towards, he's not improving. He's in the peak of his powers right now, going towards that. He's getting older. Haaland will improve.
This is it. I can't see him come to Chelsea though. It'll either be City or PSG. That'll be it.
No, I think it'll be City or Chelsea. I think that the Premier League's perfect for him because it's a pace power league, and I think that he's a pacey player. I think that all of his attributes, absolutely suit the Premier League, and I think he's a Chelsea player. I don't think he's a Man City player because he's a brute, innit? You know them ones. Even though he's pacey, he's just a brute, man. He's a shithouse. And Chelsea like a shithouse. Costa was a shithouse. Drogba was a shithouse. And I think Haaland's just a shithouse, bro. Even though he's got pace, he's not the most elegant player, bro. He's just a shithouse, bro.
That's
just what he is.
That's what we love. But then I think at the same time, where we might be able to afford it, I just think the attraction of one, he's a City fan, Pep Guardiola, you'd be the heir to Sergio Aguero. He'd have the team built around him for a decade.
I don't think he would though, because Man City don't build their team around players. They don't. You know what I mean? They have a system. Whereas Chelsea will build their team around getting the ball to Haaland, like they built the team around getting the ball to Drogba. And I think that it could work very well in it, because the missing link for you lot is a striker that finishes their dinner, because Werner is wasteful, bro. Werner is like eating your cereal with a fork, bruv. You know them ones there, bruv. It's
to be fair to Timo Werner, he's got our most goal contributions. He's not been playing as a striker. He's been playing as a winger to stretch the play. And he's been someone who can come inside. Yes, he's been wasteful some of the chances he's had, but he's not been playing as an out-and-out centre forward. You know, he's been playing off somebody. So I think it's gonna be interesting to see how he fits in. I had someone say to me they'd consider tabling a deal where it'd be cash plus Werner, which would just solve Dortmund's problem up front. But I don't want to see Timo Werner go. I think he's been undervalued this year because he's come in obviously with the prowess of scoring all the goals he did at Leipzig, but he's fulfilling a different role at Chelsea. And you can see that there's a player there. He's got the German efficiency. Unlike people comparing him to Morata, right? One, Morata couldn't stay on side to save his fucking life. Two, he was, to be honest, he had like 3 good games and was out of it. Timo Werner has just been quietly doing his thing. He's been quietly just pushing it forward. And since he's been able to do that, he just gets under pressure. Oh, he's not scoring goals. He's not doing this. He's not doing that. He's getting assists. He's getting goals. He's winning penalties. He's drawing players away so other people can get their job done as well. You know, I don't think it's fair to say that he's not fulfilling his job role. I think he's doing what he wants to.
I think he's fulfilling his job well, but I think he's been very underwhelming, isn't it? I think a lot of Chelsea players, fans, would have looked at what he done in Germany and thought, you know what, he's not doing it here. This guy's saying it's his first season. You know why I don't care that it's his first season? Yeah, because the goal's not going to get bigger next season, bro. The goal's going to be the same size. And the thing is, as far as I'm concerned, if you're a striker and you're getting chances and you're missing them, it's not because it's your first season. You're missing them because you're not composed, bro. Like, that's what it is. It's got nothing to do with your first season. You can be at Chelsea for 3 years, bro. Like, them chances are always going to look the same, bro. You need to be finishing them.
Yeah, but I think I can understand why that guy said that, because I think at the same time, it takes just that little bit to bed in. I mean, Ronaldo didn't become Ronaldo in his first season at Man United.
He didn't, but the difference was Cristiano Ronaldo, was an 18-year-old kid, that come in, playing out wide, and then he learned about himself and he was adapting his game, like in terms of he was finding himself. Timo Werner's not a child, bro.
Timo Werner's only 24, man.
24 is old enough, bro. Like, he should be in his prime as a striker, bro. Strikers tend to mature, quite early. Do you know what I mean? That's why when certain men will say, oh yeah, Mbappe's not in his prime, Haaland, bro. Haaland's in his prime right now, blood. So is Mbappe, bro. How long your prime lasts depends on injuries and stuff like that. But strikers peak early. Like, R9 was in his prime at 19, bruv. Yeah. You know them ones. Michael Owen was in his prime at 19, bruv. Rooney was in his prime at 19. Like, attackers' primes are earlier. Defenders' primes tend to be later, because with defending's more about intelligence and stuff like that. Yeah. When you're an attacker, a lot of it's instinct and just speed, bro. That's so true. A lot of these guys are in their prime very young. Yeah. These guys are in their prime right now. Werner's in his prime.
I think look, the other thing, like this like we were saying earlier, I'm not just making an excuse for the sake of it. Like, this year is a weird one. Like, he's not been able to really bed himself in to the country. He's in a different situation. You know, this year of all years, it's going to be incredibly difficult for players to come into the country and do something. And I am trying to convince myself that he's good. Shall I tell you why I know he's good? Look at the stats, and he fulfills a different role. But yeah, no, I think, look, Timo Werner, he'll fulfill a different role. He'll do well, and eventually we will see the best of him. We'll see the best of him. We'll see the best of Kai Havertz. No, we're starting to see some good bits from Ziyech as well. I think it'll be interesting. And if people feel free to disagree with me, it's fine. Football's subjective. But, you know, let's have the conversation again in a year's time.
Yeah, definitely, bro. It's worth saying it, but there's different. I just think there's different types of attackers. Do you know what I mean? Someone like a Harry Kane, for instance, someone that never relied on pace and that, them guys age like wine in it, because the more games you play, the more intelligent you get, and the more you kind of know how to use your body and that. Just like Olivier Giroud, the players like that, as they get older, they get better. You know them ones there. But when you're a pacey player, as soon as you start to lose that pace, bro, like with age, you come out of your prime. And right now, Timo Werner's at the peak of his powers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? He's at the peak of his powers. And when he's missing those chances, if he's not clinical now, he's never going to be clinical. He's 24 years old and he's what, 24? Like, it's the same thing I say with people like Marcus and that. If you've never been clinical, you're never going to be clinical, bro. Like,
that's true.
You know what I mean? Finishing is something that you're born with. It's not something that you keep practicing and then one day you're just great, bruv. Like, you have to have a certain temperament. The reason why these strikers miss these chances, is because they don't have the temperament. It's not because they don't have the technical ability, because most professional footballers can pass a ball into the goal, in training. But how come in the games you're bottling it? Because the pressure. And you can't teach that. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't teach that. Your temperament in front of goal is something that you're born with. Some players get excited in front of goal. Some players are relaxed in front of goal. There's no amount of practice you can do that can replicate to being put through on goal in front of 75,000 people. Obviously, there's no one in front and he's still missing. But I'm saying, if you're playing in a game, there's 80,000 people there and you're put through one-on-one with the goalie, you can't replicate that in training. There's no way of doing that.
I think the other things we have to remember as well with Timo Werner was at Leipzig, he scored a lot of goals, but he still also did miss a lot of chances. But that's also purely down to the fact that the league was different and he was getting balls over the top all the time. It was literally it was always the case of every single time he'd get the ball, he'd have 3 or 4 shots in a game. He'd scored 2 out of 4 of those. You know, so it's like, you know, I think it's for him, it very much is a numbers game. So I think
for a player like Werner, to get the best out of him, you just have to keep creating more chances for him.
We didn't even play to his strengths at the beginning, though, either. There was times in games where you literally see one ball over the top and it's like, just put him through. You can see he's got the pace and we'll get past it. He'll sort it out. But then it'll be like, okay, what we're going to do is we'll go from a pass from the right-hand side to the middle, back to the right-hand side, across to South Africa, through to Asia, back through, and then we'll play it through. But by the time we've got to that, it's kind of the other team's like just straight back and like, cool, break us down. Thank you. That's what we'll do. And that was why when you got a guy like Timo Werner, you do need to play to his strengths. Even if it was a case of like in the Atletico game, for example, he didn't score the goal, but we saw that one ball over the top. We played it through. He pegs it down the wing, and then you got Hakim Ziyech already there to support him, so you could just put it across. So he might not have been scoring, but you play to the strengths of the player, which is pace and power. And he gets down the line and he puts the ball across to make sure that someone else gets the job done.
But you can't play like that all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like that counter-attacking style is great against certain teams, but against teams that are going to play with a low block, that can't work. Do you know what I mean?
So that's the beauty of Tuchel. That's why Tuchel does different things with different players.
And that's why I think he played Liverpool beautifully. Do you know what I'm saying? But teams aren't going to play like Liverpool most of the time. Most of the time, teams are going to sit back. And this is where he needs to be better.
Yeah, no, 100%. But this is what we'll have to see. If he does come good, he comes good. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Then Chelsea will get their money back. For me, it's a win-win situation. So I think with him, obviously he's 24. Kai Havertz is another one which I think people put a bit too much pressure on. 21 years of age, but you know that's something again where we can see what happens with him. But look, I think Chelsea right now just centre forward, maybe a number 6, maybe. I mean, the fact that we didn't sign Declan Rice because he sat there going like, oh, we don't want to sign an academy reject for 75 million quid. You're signing one of the best defensive midfielders potentially for the future of the world. Potentially.
Fair enough.
And he's bossing it at West Ham. He's been playing regular football since he's 18, so that's 3 years of regular football, and he's captain the team.
So that's what. So you want? Where do you think you need to strengthen defensive midfield?
I want a defensive midfield. To be fair, it's pretty much a spine. I want a centre back.
But I think that Tomori can come back and play centre back under this.
Tomori, he can do, but the problem is with Tomori, we've done very much an obligation to buy. He will stay at Milan, so we fucked that one. So now it's a case of we need to. I want us to sign a long-term centre back, a number 6, and a centre forward. just to have. We're not going to do that in one window if you want the quality.
Yeah.
I think prioritize a striker. We can get another year out of Thiago Silva, I reckon, and with the players around him, and a DM.
Calm. And before we wrap up, Lee, bruv, where do you think? Where do you lot need to strengthen? Yeah, next season. Where do you think that Leicester need to strengthen? Obviously, he said where Chelsea need to strengthen. Where would you be looking to strengthen if you're the gaffer?
Yeah, centre back, because Johnny Evans' age. I think we need another one, because we've got obviously Sernchu and Fofana seem to be now almost staple 11. We just get another one in for when Johnny Evans is done. So we've got another one in, and I think still a striker. I know Iheanacho, King, Prince of Nigeria, Nacho Man, is on fire. Nacho Man, oh yeah, Nacho Man. But I still think we need another one. We need another striker. And
Vardy's be running out of Red Bull, bruv. That can't carry him forever, innit?
Exactly. And Brendan Rodgers will probably try and pull in the man he's managed before, the former PSG academy, French under-21, Osadin Edouard from Celtic.
Ooh.
I mean, I think Ivan Toney would be a 6 signing for you lot.
Ivan Toney's going to go Palace. I reckon that's what.
Them man there. Palace just scooping up all the young London man them from the Championship, innit?
Source FC.
Maybe someone like Tarkowski at the back, maybe even Tarkowski or something.
Tarkowski's underrated because he plays at Burnley and he's English Polish, and again, he's not some hot prospect from the top.
But the thing is, he was a hot prospect. I remember in the under-21s, they were going mad about him. They weren't even talking about Harry Maguire. It was him. Do you know what I mean? And then I don't know if he got injured or something like that, but he just went from being like the most talked about English centre back, to just like disappearing. And all of a sudden he's at flipping Burnley, bro. Like, I didn't understand what happened. And then all of a sudden Harry Maguire's the Man United captain. I don't know what happened, bro, in that 3 years. Like, I don't know what happened in that 3-4 years, bro. But
I think Leicester will one day get put down for fraud or something for selling him.
It's mad, isn't it? It's unbelievable. Absolutely flipping unbelievable, man. But yo, everyone in here, smash the like button. Make sure you follow the guys. The links to their channels in the title. Still 1.2 in here. Do you know what I'm saying? Back again tonight at 6 p.m. here. And then I'm on Lee Gunner's channel at 4. You get me? So big up everyone inside. Smash up the like. Have you man got any other streams today?
I've got a video I'm putting out later. So about 5 o'clock. FA Cup reaction, stuff like that. And then I've got the Chelsea Echo podcast channel as well. Sorry, Lee, I just realised I cut you off. My brain just completely went then. Go for it, man. Sorry.
No. You go ahead, mate. I'm going to be doing some FIFA stuff with my son. He's going to try and whip my ass because I turned him over. He'll win him 3-0, and I turned him over 5-3 for the FA Cup prediction. So he's going to try and whip my ass on FIFA. So we're going to do that. I'm going to pick him up from school in a bit, and we're going to go live about probably 4 o'clock as well. So
love that. You know what I'm saying? So you man know what to do, man. Make sure you hit the subscribe button in the title. Do you know what I'm saying? And we'll be back again in a few.